Namaste, Jai Bharat. These days, that's of late, we have some class 4 employees as multitasking staff. As far as I know, that's not a very old phenomenon, it's a very recent phenomenon. Multitasking staff who is supposed to do all kinds of tidbits, works in the office, supporting, etc. I heard in some media someone has coined this expression, hybrid jihadis. That's a jihadi terrorist who is designed, trained and programmed for multitasking terrorism, not just one. Somebody called them as hybrid jihadis, but what I feel is they are multitasking terrorists. Some people are trained to have multiple tasks. A jihadi trained in various things, not just in one aspect of terrorism. Till now we have seen people getting trained in one aspect of terrorism which they go and execute. And incidentally and interestingly, such people are trained, for a long time, patterned, trained, brainwashed, programmed, etc. for a special task. Other than that, they are often big zeros. They can't do anything. So the only thing which they can do is terrorist activities. Now, in that place, they are training. If the terrorist is little smart, then they will create a multitasking jihadi, multitasking terrorism. He is able to perform multiple terrorist roles. Of course, then these people also can't do anything other than terrorism, obviously. But there are this multitasking terrorists. There was a recent case of one, what's his name? Mandal, some Mandal from Bangladesh, a multitasking terrorist. He is a multitasking jihadi. He will do jihad 1, 2, jihad n. He is trained in various things. That was in news recently. I myself did a video on that. Now this is an incident. An international flight takes off from Kuala Lumpur to Kochi, and when it has descended to land Kochi half an hour before the so-called touchdown, the flight level was 250, descended considerably, and on approach, one jihadi who was sitting at the window seat, that too near emergency exit. See, there is seat selection possible in many flights. The question is, did he select the seat? This particular seat is a question which I haven't seen anybody addressing this. So sitting there, it's not coincidental, can't be, because his activity is that he had first made attempts to open the emergency door. Now the time is night, nearing 12 midnight. The passengers, after a long flight, or in a long flight from Kuala Lumpur to Kochi, are nearing their destination. Flight level is reduced to 250. Speed must have got reduced, and the pilot and the crew, they are preparing to land. Another half an hour touchdown time. Most passengers will be dozing off, or some of them deep sleep. Usually I just sleep, and I will only know when the aircraft touches down runway on landing, that shake. So I maybe that inadvertently I have programmed myself to sleep, rest. No matter which seat I get, I just sit and sleep. So normally people must be sleeping in flight. So at this time, this jihadi, his name is in the media, his photos are in the media, some videos are also in the media. I'm not sure. His name is Jamshid something. Keralite, working in Kuala Lumpur for over 10 years. Tidbit of jobs there. He is working in hotels, something, either waiter or something connected to hotel business. He was sitting, I'm sure that he must have selected the particular seat near emergency exit window side. He had tried to open the emergency exit. Suppose he can open emergency exit. I do not know in flight how is it possible to open. Is it possible at all to open an emergency exit while on air? I don't know. But if he succeeds, then there will be utter confusion, and there's all possibility, 90% plus possibility of the aircraft crashing, killing all on board. Now this is a hypothetical situation. I do not know the details. But when he failed to open the emergency exit, he broke the window. The windows are double windows are there. The inside part he successfully broke. Broke means not broken into pieces. That doesn't happen with such window screens. He kicked. Now another question is, was he wearing special very hard soled shoes or boots? I don't know. In the army, at least during my time, I was in the Air Force, we used to get our boots nailed, even our shoes nailed. Boots are used for parades often, shoes for normal working days. Even shoes we used to get nailed, because that time, at my time, it was completely leather shoes and leather boots. The sole was not PVC or synthetic, it was also leather. And the leather, until you nail, doesn't last longer. We used to nail. So is it so that this man has somehow got footwear, either boots, shoes, whatever it is, nailed in order to facilitate breaking the window screens of the aircraft? Otherwise, you just can't kick and break it. I don't think it's quite possible until he's a master karate or some kind of martial art expert. Inside is cracked. If the outside screen also is cracked, what would happen we cannot predict. See, you can imagine, I don't know if you can imagine or not really, the pressure variation inside the aircraft and outside the aircraft. 250 flight level is serious. If it is 350, 380, miserable. Suppose it happened, and suppose the aircraft crashes, and crashing means killing everyone on board, then we wouldn't know what happened inside. That's the point. We wouldn't know what happened inside, how the aircraft crashed. Then the experts will have to break their head seeking into possibilities of some system failure. They would really suspect that. Normally nobody would suspect that a suicide jihadi had willfully done it. Look at this. He doesn't carry anything. No aircraft security procedure is serious. You can't just carry scissors, etc. things like that. Precisely that's why they don't allow carrying such things, and precisely that's why they even scan or check your footwears until if it's canvas. So without any weapons, he was planning to create an air crash, and some people who got up, they have overpowered this person physically, and these videos are there in the internet, in the media, social media, And the way he was talking to these people were talking to him, and he has absolutely no regret on his face. He had decided to execute this. And a plea that he is mentally unwell is also impossible. It's very clear that he is deliberate, conscious, and willfully doing it. And Kerala is a society where a lot of elements are functioning. As the Jamaat-e-Islami has their influence, the Popular Front has its origin from Kerala, and activists by and large from Kerala, many of them leaders are imprisoned, but the cadres still are working as sleeper cells. Then in the police force also, I heard that there was a section of pro-radicals, all these situations in Kerala. So he probably knows that he would get a softer treatment if caught. And then when the police were asking him upon landing, he was telling, I wanted to die, I'm unhappy, so I wanted to take all the people with me when I die, etc. That's the thing. So far as it is clear, as it is understood, they have not connected this to a jihad attack or a terror attack. Some national agency has to do it. I don't think the police there would ever do it in that way. There are a lot of elements, ingredients playing in that society. So this is a new way of terrorism. The multitasking jihadis are created who would execute a terrorist program without any weapons in this manner. So one has to be very careful. It's the passengers on board who naturally they knew, they know that something serious would happen if somebody is opening emergency exit or break the window screens. At least that common sense they have, it will be very serious. So they have stopped him, and then he absolutely shows no regret. It has to be deeply investigated. What really prompted this man? He is not insane. He is not desperate. He is wantingly, consciously want to commit suicide. A person who had been working in Kuala Lumpur for 10 years plus, no matter whatever he is working, and why should he do this? He is not married. His age is 36 or 34 something. All those things. It should be explored into and find out who must be behind him, who all are behind him. This is serious. We shall meet. Namaste. Jai Bharat, Jai Shri Ram.